Hey there, this is Todd Falcone. Welcome to my recording studios today. And this video is going to be probably 8 or 10 minutes long. It's going to be a little bit longer than most of my YouTube and blog videos, for good reason, because I think it's a very important subject, and it's about helping you as the independent distributor create more successes with your new people that are coming in. There's a phrase, and I think probably the last person I heard use it was Tony Robbins, and he says, complexity is the enemy of execution. And I don't think I need to translate that, but I will. It basically means if it's hard to do, people won't do it. If it's challenging, if I'm confused, I'm not going to do it. Confused people do what? Not much. They stay confused. And so here's something I find that's really interesting. So I'm going to go back to my first couple of jobs I worked in fast food when I was young. First job was McDonald's. Second job was Jack in the Box. When I walked into the McDonald's franchise, they stuck me into a break room the very first day of the job, and they had me watch some kind of 10 or 15 minute training video that I guarantee you is the exact same 15-minute training video that's in every single McDonald's franchise, at least everywhere in the United States. So Then I get a chance after I watch the video to go onto the floor and begin working my job. At that point, when I begin working my job, and I'm making, at this point, regular hamburgers, there is ketchup, there's mustard, there's cheese, and there's these little dehydrated onions. When I pull a trigger on the ketchup, there's a click, and it's a measured pull with the ketchup. When I pull a trigger on the mustard, it's a measured pull of mustard, slightly less than the ketchup. I can't squeeze as much ketchup or squeeze as much mustard as I want to on the hamburger, which would cause a difference in the burgers that are being out and being distributed in the marketplace. That example of duplication is probably one of the greatest examples of duplication in business. Virtually everywhere you go, unless you're going into another country where they happen to serve a little bit different style of menu, but certainly every McDonald's, in this case in the United States of America, it's going to taste exactly the same. The quarter pounder, the cheese, the whatever they're serving. I prefer not to eat there because it's not good for you, but it is a great example of duplication. Yet in network marketing, we tend to have a little challenge with duplication. It has to do with people being confused. What system do I follow? Do I use this one or do I use that one? I'm actually going to go in a couple different directions in this video. Number one is this: if you want to create more success for yourself and for your new distributors, there can't be any confusion as to what needs to happen. You have to be crystal clear with what the systems and the processes are from the very first day. So like if you were to start somebody brand new, in fact, here's why I'm doing this video, because I've had a number of coaching clients that have got successful businesses, but not everybody is on the same page when it comes to starting a new distributor. It's like, well, the person comes in and I don't really have a plan to follow, or I don't really have a path to follow. And if you don't have a plan or a path to follow or a system to follow, then you're not going to follow anything, and you're going to have fallout is what's going to happen. And the moment a new distributor comes into your business, the clock begins ticking, tick, 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 tock, and we don't know when it runs out, but when it runs out, they're done. So what we've got to do is we've got to create a situation for people to create success as quickly as possible so they know what they need to do, and they're not sitting at their desk twiddling their thumbs. Have you ever been to a new job, a brand new job? You never had that job before. Now you got the job. You go sit at your desk and you're like sitting there going, gosh, I sure wish somebody would come over here and help me out and tell me what I'm doing in this new job. And so you sit there twiddling your thumbs until somebody finally comes along and realizes that you're just sitting here. Let me show you the ropes a little bit. Let me show you what we do. Let me show you the mail room. Let me show you the filing cabinets. Let me show you whatever we're going to show you, right? So here's the thing I want you to ask yourself. Am I 100% clear? Am I 100% clear on exactly what I need to do to build this business? That's number one. Number two, if I'm 100% clear myself, which is good, that'd be good for you, do I have a system or process to hand to the next person? that enables them to be 100% clear as well? Or am I just going off of memory? See, here's the thing. When you, I've probably, honestly, I've forgotten more about network marketing than probably a lot of people know, having been in it for a long time. I mean, I've been in it for 26 years. I should know a lot. I've probably forgotten a lot too. And so for a guy like myself, I may take for granted certain aspects, like somebody is already going to know that. We can't ever assume anything. So what we want to do is even if you're crystal clear, do you have some way of handing that off to someone, to a brand new person, so that they can be crystal clear? So like, okay, you get started today in the business. There's no, well, where do I find this, or where do I look for this, or how do I get this? You have access to that readily available. It's not like it's hard to find. It's very easy to find, in fact. So that's really the beginning stages of creating duplication, is having a good, solid system to follow. And there are mature companies and mature organizations that I work with, even people that I'm coaching, where they're doing well, but they could be doing so much better if they had a system that from the very first day a person got in, that they were crystal clear as to what the steps and the processes were. Because I'm meeting people even to this day, like, I don't know what to do, or I'm unclear. Now that's number one. Number two is I do believe that there's something significant to say about all being on the same page. And what I mean by that is everybody. What if everybody in your company was following the exact same systems and processes, and nobody was doing it differently? And if I sent you to a meeting in Albany, Oregon, or if I sent you to a meeting in Chicago, Illinois, or if I sent you to a meeting in Boca Raton, Florida, it would be exactly the same thing everywhere you went, just like McDonald's is. You go to a McDonald's in those three markets and you have a burger. It might not be good for you, but it's going to be the same exact tasting burger wherever you go. And the organizations that I see flourishing the most are the ones that there's a level of unity within the organization. Here's the greatest challenge, is egos. You know, an ego comes in and all of a sudden it's like, I have to be the show. It's now got to be the Todd Falcone show, so I can look cool and I can be the face of the system. And then we have now confusion, because maybe you built with this original system and then you segment off because you think you're cool enough and I got to have my own system. And then now people are going, well, which system? Do I use this one or do I use this one? Which one do I use? I don't know if I use this one or the new guy's system. And then another one sprouts out because they see you creating a new system. What if everybody, what if you had a group of 5,000 people in a network marketing business, and all 5,000 people thought, oh my gosh, I should create my own system? Then you'd have 5,000 different systems and you'd have complete and total confusion. So, you know, there's a phrase I heard like my first, I don't know, probably my first couple months in network marketing, and the question was, well, what's bigger, your ego or your bank account? I don't know, it's a pretty, for me, I mean, as a speaker, I have to be on stage. That's kind of a requirement. That's what we do as speakers. But honestly, if I don't really want to be on the stage. I don't really want to be in front. If I was out building a network marketing business right now, just send me my check and let me build my business. I'll use whatever existing systems in place. I don't need to be the name or the face of the system. Just send me my check. There's so much more responsibility with being the name or the face of a system, and all the responsibilities that go along with that. So, you know, I wanted to do this video because there's so much. There's still so much of that where people are coming in and they're not clear. They're not clear with what do I do right now? Like, so you should literally be able to bring a brand new person into your business and basically go, here you go, boom. Here's the playbook right here. Here it is right here. And then they can hand the playbook. They can go sponsor their friend today, not knowing anything hardly, and they can hand that person the playbook, and that person's getting the same playbook. If I'm brand new, how could I possibly teach this new person? Because I don't really know anything. I just started today. I sponsored my friend Ted today. Ted comes in. I don't know Jack yet. I'm Todd. I'm not Jack, but I don't know Jack. Maybe I know a friend named Jack, but I don't know Jack Diddley about doing the business. But because I have the playbook, I can use a playbook and I hand it off to this other person. I can hand it off to this other person. This person can hand it off to another person. That makes it so much easier. So as I'm wrapping up this video, just be asking, I want you to ask yourself right now, do we have a really clear process to get people started? Do we have a playbook? Do we have a blueprint, a game plan that's easy to execute, easy to understand, easy to implement for everybody, for anybody to get in. There's no confusion. It's not like, hey, take off and why don't you go study all the product ingredients for a month and then come back to me, or make sure you understand every little percentage point in the compensation plan, and then and only then can you come back and you can start building the business. We want to make it easy, simple, easy to follow for anybody to do it. So this is a good time for you because like right now, the timing of me doing this video happens to be near the tail end of the year, depending on when you're watching it, I don't know. But right when I'm recording it, it's the tail end of the year. And by the way, it doesn't matter when you watch this video. Anytime's a good time to just look at, okay, let's look at our situation. And are we keeping things simple? Are we keeping things easy to follow? Or are we complicating things more than we should be? Here's another thing that I also find that happens. You start, maybe you don't know a whole lot, you start building, and then maybe some things are missing. Then you start piling this onto that, and this thing on this, and then this on this, and that, and the other. Next thing you know, you've got all these other things that now make what used to be a really basic, simple system to follow very complex and difficult and challenging to execute. So remember, complexity is the enemy of execution. So if it's complex, if it's challenging, if it's difficult, if I have to look at it and go, ugh, that seems hard. No, I don't know if I'm going to, no, I don't think I'm going to pass. If I look at it and go, wow, that's pretty easy. I can do that. I mean, that's simple. Let me go do this. It's like plug and play. The more plug and play, the more, this isn't an exact perfect term for the situation, but the more done for you. Like all the stuff is, you still have to do the work, right? But the stuff is already done for you. So it's like, I can just plug in, I can just come in and do this. You're going to have so much more success for you, for everybody that's coming in your business. You'll have more duplication, faster growth. You'll have so many more good things happening in your business if you just kind of look at it that way. So, yeah, I know it's a little bit longer video, but it's worth reviewing and kind of taking a look at where you're at so you can improve your overall productivity for you and all of your new people. So, love to hear from you. Feel free to put your comments down there somewhere. I don't know where you're watching this, maybe on YouTube, but most of the conversation happens over at toddfalcone.com, TODDFALCONE.com. This is Todd Falcone. We'll see you on another video.